All right, first shot for the Cavs. James looks to be setting a rip for Allen. Maybe he wants to try and get him a switch onto Cade. Quick flash, potentially. Because if you get the switch, you can duck in or seal. If you get a quick flash because they don't switch, then it's an easy two. Nothing transpires. He vacates. Tells Strus. Space the floor. Get to that wing. Kind of a high line, but he's got all this space to operate. Gets into the post. Let's see. Tries to go middle. Stuck. Quick flash. Pitch. Two take rock. Lob. Hold on. That happened so fast. So he's going middle. Good job. Vacate. Get to that weak dunker. He's looking to fill the corner so that Mobley's got all this space. It's good defense here by Tobias. He reaches, knocks the rock loose. And Don, I think he recognizes Mobley's stuck here. So instead of just sitting in that corner, what's he do? He just comes and flashes to the rock. Sark kind of sees it late. Pitch. It's a really snug ball screen right in this lane. So now Mobley slips. They put two. He's turning really tight here. I think they had to just switch it, yeah. Because there's no chance for Ausar to recover here. And Tobias, I think he's trying to read him. Do I stay with my man or do I switch? He realizes Ausar can't get back in front. So he decides to switch. And I think Ausar just had to take the roll here. Because if Tobias decides not to switch and commit to the rock, and he retreats and stays with this lob line with Evan, then he's going to be behind. Don's turning the corner. Duren's forced to show. Easy drop off to Allen. There won't be any help for Duren here. So they just had to switch this. Duren tries to rotate actually. But if he were to get a stop here somehow, now Allen's free to clean up because Ausar and Tobias committed to the rock. So now they can't put a body on Allen. Ausar's putting his hand up, but I'm pretty sure that was his switch because there was just no way he could recover. Get a stop, quick layoff. I think Ausar wanted to get back on Don here, but he sees I can't. Jenkins will. Decently matched up. Duren communicating to Tobias. Take the trailing Strus. I got Allen. That's fine. That's not fine though. So Don sees the matchup he wants because it's not Ausar. What's he do? In and out cross. Jenkins bites. So now he's opened up. Now I give him a runway, show, drop off, quick punch. Yeah, as soon as this first line broke down, Duren does the right thing here. He's emergency defending. He's got to play two, help contain the rock, but also try and take away the dunker. And even if Dom were to commit here, say he didn't go for the drop off, he decides to make commit, then Duren would be forced to contest, and now Allen would be free to just clean that up. Because Tobias, he was just getting matched up with Strus, so he's not in a position to crack Allen here or put a body for the O board. So there's just no help for the helper because they're matched up, but they're not really set. And I don't think Cade could even make that rotation from the weak side because Ausar wouldn't be ready to crack Mobley. Must have been a drive kick. Duren helping. So he's going to get it back. 13 on the clock. essentially a reload because they do look for this Tobias matchup. But wing ISO, what are they going to do? They're going to have Duran pull in. They're going to flood it. Tobias is going to open up, give him base. And you can hear, I think that's Jared Jack. He's communicating. Pull in. Settles from deep. And that's how they've been winning these half-court possessions. Just forcing James and Don into settling for jumpers instead of trying to play into a crowd. Allen does the right thing. He's looking to flash between two. He's kind of putting his hands up too. Not sure if he wanted the rock here, or if he's confused about why Don is shooting. There's really no flasher because there's two poachers. Cade does the right thing. He pulls in the crack. Even here, he's playing off the wing or the slot just to ensure there's no flash. So the only thing Don could have really done besides settling here is to skip to the weak corner. Weak slot is a little tough, but Don and James haven't shown they're willing to skip to that weak corner. So more pace, push the rock. I think Asar's communicating to Tobias. Get out, quick get off. Attack against Tobias's momentum. He's forced to open up. Again, we got Duran, emergency defending drop off, quick float. Another easy two. So that was a lob for Mobley, a drop-off dunk for Allen, and now an easy float. And that's back-to-back in transition, where the Pistons couldn't get matched up. And this is the only way they can really find and generate quality shots against the Pistons, because in the half-court it's difficult. So they have to capitalize on these. And I see why Tobias is here too. He has to help contain the rock until Asar is able to pick up Don and recover. So he had to linger there. But now you give a little closeout because Don sees it. Strus attacks against momentum. Lead. And it's the same situation as last time. And both actually jump to the rock here. Because Tobias gambles. He misses. He could actually drop that back off. Maybe a bounce. Maybe even a lob. Not sure if Strus can catch that. But even if Allen misses this soft, easy cleanup because there's nobody to crack or put a body on Strus here. So now we got more pace. Cade picking him up, that's fine. Allen's kind of getting behind the defense here. Jenkins is communicating to Asar. Because they got Mobley trailing. Alright, so he wants Asar to take Mobley. Duran matchup with Allen. He'll just take James on the wing. Don's going to attack. Show the help. Lob. And one. So again, they're still trying to get matched up. They're not set. And what does Don do? He recognizes it. Alright, let me just attack in semi-transition. All this space. It is Cade. But find the opportunities when they come. And Cade's kind of there too. See. Quick burst. Cade's kind of there. Force him into a one-hand pickup. But again, Duran's just going to pull in. Kind of overhelps here because I think Cade stops that. But it's happening so fast. So he's going to rotate. And even here, Jenkins actually makes the right read. He sees it early. So he knows, oh, I got to put a body on Allen because we've got Duran making that rotation. So he tries to. Ends up just giving an AM1. It's too little. Again, he's got the matchup he wants. Flow into a quick drag. He's going to reject. Good job by Mobley. He recognizes it, so what's he do? Let me empty. James has to move to the corner there. He's got to be drifting here. I don't know why he's just sitting right at that break, because now you leave Asar there, so now Don has to counter, spin, open him up. He's forced a leg. Got two drop off. I mean, he'll contest. He'll go against the contest, I should say. Jenkins is there, though. He actually contains it, but then he gets beat on this counter. Forces him to open up. It's a really nice spin. Drop dribble. He's going to lag. He's pulling off of Strus. So Don actually had to just... I mean, it is Tobias. He's going up strong. There's no drop off because K's there. It's either you finish that or miss and hope Evan gets a cleanup, or you spray that. But he's not able to finish. 6 on the clock, but they got the matchup they want because most times the Pistons are trying to have him hedge because they don't want to concede these switches and matchups. So now it's James' turn to fry. You can already see what are they going to do? They're going to flood it. You can see Duren, he's communicating to Cade. Yo, get ready to crack. Play 2. I'm surprised that Boss is not sending him left here. He's actually going to weak him and send him to his right. But throughout the series, they've been sending, regardless if it's a strong hand, they've still sent James towards the single side, towards the left, because they want to send him towards the help. Right here, he actually gives him middle. He's opening up, he's giving him middle. Which I guess kind of works too because he's still there. Cade, he's ready to crack. He's going to vacate flash. Spray, wide close. Pretty good look. James made the right play here. Because he gets downhill, he beats Tobias. He touches paint. He's trying to flash in that weak dunker. He would be able to crack though. But he also sees Cade here. Cade was in between 2. Do I take? Do I stay? Skips it to the deep corner. Cade can't read it. Forced to make a wide contest. So they got the early switch. Must have been off a drag. Got Tobias. Now they just have to space the floor. Right here. Ausar communicates that little pre-switch. I'll stay wing. You take Mobley. That's fine. Now right here, Tobias. He looks to be sending him right again, but they're not really set. You can see nobody's aware of what's happening here. So he attacks the lead. He's forced to open up. You beat him. Yeah, maybe he should have just kept sending him left, but regardless, he gets beat here, attacks the lead. He can't open up. Now Duren sees it. He's forced to make a rotation. Great job right here by Allen to loop. Flash right there. Can Cade help? Cade's late, but now that high side. This is just Ausar saving the possession here. Because that should be Cade. But he sees it late. He doesn't put a body on Allen. But Ausar's reading this the whole time. He actually takes a peek. He pulls in. And Jarrett Allen thinks he's got this dunk for free. But on that blind side, great block. So he got this switch again, so they must have conceded it. Ausar's communicating something, not sure what it is. At the same time, you get the switch. Now you're looking for a pin. Jenkins reads it, so what's he do? Gets on his high side, top block. Able to chase over, and because Strus has nothing, what's he do? I've got no clean look. Flow into a ball screen. Nope, I'm going to ghost it. He sells for that? Yeah, you can see Duren. Again, he's looking to flood this. He sees James looking to play ISO. Again, Tobias is the right thing here. He's going to open up and send him towards that single side. So right here, he's actually supposed to send him right. Not the same way he was on that left side. Becomes a side of 2 because of this ghost, but regardless, principle's the same. Is that a drop-off? Surprised James doesn't see this line here. Because if he's going to pull in, Cade has to shift low and put a body on Allen. Then you get a slot cut because they're looking to flood it. He's not ready to help. So he's actually just wide open. But James taking this shot just plays right into what the Pistons are willing to live with. Him or Don settling from deep. So he gets away with this pull-in. Early step up, quick drag, whatever you want to call it. So we got Caris on the rock. Merrill does the right thing, try and get him an early switch. No, he ghosted. So because he doesn't even clip Caris here, easy coverage, they don't have to really do anything. Now he's able to retreat. Flare. Tracy. So he was just running wide. He was going to fill the slot or wing. Trailing big. He reads it. So what's he do? Just pins Ausar on that flare. Doesn't even really get him, but just enough to push him off his line. Still gets a pretty good contest on this flyby. But why was he loading to the ball here? I guess players do that. And even here, Duren, he's kind of ball watching too. So he's not able to just jump out on that switch. Now you catch him loading. He was ball watching. Tobias doesn't want to leave Strus here. He doesn't even really see him here. Because he's also watching the strong side. Because if he was watching, I think, even though it's a two side, he could probably just stunt and fall if he was just sitting right here. And hopefully by him stunting, Dean Wade hesitates so that Ausar can now recover. Quick inbound. So that's a little UCLA Bazemore. LeVert stays attached though, so he's going to flash. Now he's actually going to wrap back around. Rip DHO? No, he kind of flips this. Because most times a player would just rip DHO, turn into a Peja. But he's actually going to just flip it. And then he's going to wrap back. So instead of... So a lot of misdirection. Because right now he could actually just backside that wide pin, handoff. But then James wraps back. And sets a flare for Strus instead. So a screener. Hold on. 1, 2. Yeah, it's a screener. And because LeVert and Ausar are trying to stay attached to their man instead of just switching, James gets the screen too. Tobias reads it. He's there. I can see right here LeVert, he's trying to hold on to Max's arm, but can't hold on. He gets clipped by that butt screen. Tobias rotates. He cuts out the corner. He tries to shift play two. And Tobias is forced to make a two-way. That was a really nice play. Yeah, so Jenkins, he's staying body to body on Sam Merrill. So he's kind of there. He's actually kind of late here too. Dean Wade, he should be cutting now. As soon as he sees Tobias making that low rotation, cut. Because there's just no way Jenkins can help. He's supposed to be second help. And he tries. He doesn't really commit. Yeah, so the Pistons definitely told him don't leave Sam Merrill's body. Because there's no way he would be this hesitant. Because even here, he's still concerned about this spray. So he doesn't want to fully commit to the cut. I think Max Strus... He might see Max Strus right here looking at the wing. So maybe that's why he's a little hesitant. Now he's trying to peel off. He doesn't know where to peel. Turns into a drop-off, cutting out the corner. So now Tobias is forced to Open up, swivel, and try and get back, but that's really difficult. That was a really nice play, though. A lot of misdirection. That, you thought it was going to be UCLA? Nope. You thought it was going to be a rip DHO? Nope. You thought it'd be a backside? Nope. And then turns into a flare at the end. Handoff, maybe? If you come through. Almost looks like a handoff into a ball screen. But he's actually going to ghost it and get flared. So it turns into a screen-to-screener. Cracks him, one dribble, flyby, sidestep. Another screen-to-screener. So a lot of misdirection. Yeah, you can see right here, Karras was expecting this guard-to-guard. So he stops, he's thinking, all right, we switch this. So now he's kind of behind. And now on this ghost, he's coming off really tight here. He's trying to recover. Gets cleaned. Great screen here. And you can see Stewie, he's kind of stepping out. All right, I'm ready to switch if I have to. He's playing two. He's behind. And Dean also makes the right read because he can see Stewie poaching. So what's he doing? Instead of making that flare to the corner where he can probably just switch it, just swing it to Allen. Because now Allen has a rock. He takes one dribble. He's late. He's forced to commit. Emergency defending. What's he do? Flyby. Sidestep. Now he's got a great look. Must have been guard to guard. Yeah, because I think Duncan is usually assigned to him. Regardless, he's getting downhill. Again, the same situation where they're getting matched up, the Pistons that is, but they're not really set. So now again, we've got Stewie. He's forced to play two because Asar's not in a position to help. Why does he get off it so early here? He's got all this space. If he engages, drop off. He's going to swing it early. I mean, that's still a pretty good look because Allen's really good in these pockets. His flow's usually a lot better than this. He just smoked that really bad. But I still think Sam Merrill should have just ate up all that space and really engage him because as soon as he gets engaged, easy drop off, or you can just lob him. Or if you miss, again, it's a cleanup for Allen. So James has Sasser on him. Must have got a switch between him and Sam Merrill because now Cade's on him. He's going to vacate empty. Now you got this clear side two-man game. He's going to take it, go middle. So off the handoff. Stewie? It's not actually not showing here. So he's actually not in help at all. Maybe he's concerned about the slip and the roll. So Sasser gets clipped. Now he's behind the play. James going to turn a corner. Duncan does the right thing. Pulls in. He's in help. Ready to stunt at the nail. Doesn't really commit. So he's going to do a little stunt. Immediately fan. Because he's concerned about Dean Wade. He just gets to the rim. So Stewie had to show, but I can also see why he's hesitant here. Because Mobley's rolling on this clear side. So if he commits to the rock, it's a lob. Or it's a pocket. So he's really concerned because he has no help. So now he comes across. He tries to play two. Does that little stunt. Reaches. Can't. Kind of inadvertently cuts off Sasser's recovery line. But then he commits anyway. He can't. And this is also why he didn't want to, because committing here, if he were to get a stop, Mobley's wide open. He could just clean this up because Sasser wouldn't be able to put a body on him. So I think they would have probably got two either way. And I think this has to be Cade because he's low man here. Really tough situation for Stewie. Even here, Karras puts a body on Sam Merrill. So Cade just had to commit because he is low man. But he's kind of hesitant too. Yeah, he doesn't really commit to the rock. Not sure why. Little backside. No, again, so more misdirection. So, of course, they're not going to set that for him. So, what's he do? He's going to wrap back. Oh, I thought it was going to be a backside for Don. But he actually looks it off here. He gets bumped. Looks it off. All right, let's just play the second side. Nope, they're denying the pass. Now he's forced to keep, make something happen. Quick pitch. Don't look at travel. Good job here. Give him a quick outlet. He catches. Yeah, he traveled crazy. Gets away with a pullback. Misses anyway. But then Dean waits, so they're just battling. No leverage here. He tries to put a body. He's kind of face guarding. He gets inside positioning. Again, no leverage. And he gets to that. Quick kick. Him and Merrill kind of flash in the same pocket. So off the miss, alright, cool. They flash, he catches, but then Stewie and Sasser have to switch that, pull back, bail out. But again, the Cavs were beating the Pistons in their own game. These 50-50s, it's the little things. Keeping the possession alive. We got Schroeder in. Quick drag, no. He's going to flash. He wants it. Let's play the second side. And then right here, he's trying to face guard. Quick little push off. And he jumps it. So now it's a quick catch, rip. Again, Stewie's quite attached. He tries to switch here. Sweep through, spray, touch pass, swing. Sets that pin in. Man, they were touching paint a little too often because now they've got, and this is also the Cavs, I mean, the Pistons really not set. They're matched up, but look how hugged everybody is. Right? So they're matched up, but they're not really set. So now once he does this, you're in emergency defending. Stewie at least emergency switch. And Don does the right thing here. He sees it, sweeps through to open him up. He's forced to take his arm away. You commit two on his blind side. They have no idea where their man is. Tries to recover, but now because you put two on Don, what's that mean? He's wide open. Quick touch pass. You make the rotation. You're late. And as he cuts through, what does Dean Wade do? He sees it. All right, let me just pin in. And now he's got to go wide. Another wide open look for a shooter. And they're just attacking so fast to where the Pistons just aren't prepared for how fast they're playing, because a lot of times the Pistons are really heavy in the gaps. But just look at everybody. 18, you probably just look to attack earlier, see if you can get something fast. Nothing. Quick pitch. You get it back. Yup. So now he gets it back on the handoff. Tries to chase over. Gets clipped. And again, we've got... Why is Stewie staying so attached? This is the third time, I believe, where he's just not in a position to help off these ball screens. Right? I'm not sure why. Is he that concerned about the roll? I mean, he has backside help here. I mean, he's actually quite hugged, but you can see he's ready to pull in. He's going to shake, cool. But you got this help, so he could definitely be in a position to contain the rock here. And I think all series they've had their bigs showing. Great job here. Take it with a nail. You get ready. But you can't let Don just turn the corner for free. Because James and him, you know they want to pull off a ball screen. Especially from deep. And even here, he could really just drive that. You drive, now you're in emergency defending. You're forced to switch. He's forced to crack. You got the shake because he's contesting here on this flyby on the rear view. Again, another early attack. He's out of position again. Alright, so Sasser actually just contained that himself. He was pretty much in a 2-on-1 here. But why is he not ready to help? Because his line is with the rolling line, so he's really concerned about the slips and the rolls to the point where you're letting Dawn come off for free. Good job to fight over, stay attached. Because Dawn could have turned a corner here. He kind of hesitates, tries to get him on his hip, I think. He's going to go for a snatch, I think, right here. But he can't, so what's he do? Little hezzy, one dribble, sets him up for the scoop, forces him to open up, attacking that lead. He gets a pretty good look, too. That's makeable for Dawn. But even here, they're pretty set. Players aren't just hugged to their man. He's ready. He's off his body. He's kind of, but he would still be ready to take away that roll line. So Stewie could definitely pull over and just show, or at least be in that high drop, ready to contain the rock. I'm really not sure why they're doing this. Quick flat, break pressure. So now he's behind. He's checking. Hop, pull. That's a really big momentum shot, especially after the way their first was going. But it's how you know they got into a rhythm. Those easy twos, the pace, the way they're just pretty much getting to the paint at will. And right here, why doesn't Sasser or Stewie step up? Because that's Sasser's man. He actually kind of pushes Stewie here. Maybe he's indicating get out. Because his man is trailing, 2-5 on the clock. You're going to commit to the rock. There's nothing Dawn can do but put up this heave. But neither one of them want to step out. And that's in rhythm. Kind of just expecting him to miss. And they go into the second with a lot of momentum. A quick drag. Kind of doesn't really expect it. Now Dawn's able to set him up. High cross. He's showing. In and out. Cuts off his line. And again, it's another early attack. And this is why Dawn got into a rhythm too, now that I think about it. These easy twos that they're giving up. They were not giving these up throughout the series. But again, it's just not really getting matched up. Defense not really set. Quick little push dribble. Now he sets up the high cross. Gets clipped there. Paul Reed does the right thing. But then Sasser, he doesn't want to pull over, even though Paul Reed gets beat here. On the in and out, forced to open up. It's also a great move because Paul Reed is there. He's sliding. But then Dawn right here, he sees the gap, so what's he do? Goes inward into Paul Reed's body. Cuts off his line. Inside finish. No way you can block that. But Sasser could have definitely rotated. Because even though they're still getting set, I think they're in the gaps here. They're in help. So you go. He plays two. Play your rotations. And even here, K can just peel off onto that weak side. There's no roll line because of Asar. You peel. But there's no help. So again, these early buckets where the Pistons just aren't ready to help or aren't in positions to help, they're getting burned for it. Again, another quick drag. 19 on the clock. Pistons are not set. Sasser sees it, so what's he do? He ices, so he opens up, sends him towards the help, so that works out. He rejects. Mobley's going to pop. He actually takes that. That's fine, I guess, because they are in a rhythm. And Long bouncing again. Look at Cade. So he was in help. That's cool. But now he's going to do that face guard. He has no idea where the rock is. No leverage. Doesn't put a body. Easy. And And then Asar, because he was looking to clean glass here. Long bounce. Now he's deep in the paint. Quick kick. He gets a step into that. That's a really dangerous shot. And he could actually swing that. If he sees Duncan in this situation looking for a flyby, he could definitely just swing that. But then another O board. So he misses, and look at Mobley. Immediately looking to crash. Paul Reed can't get leverage, can't put a body on him. Gets to it. One dribble. And now you go up and get a whistle. So that's 2 O boards. And again, these were what the Pistons were winning all series, especially in Game 6. Now they're just getting beat on these 50-50 O boards, doing the little things. Even right here, he could just drop this off because there's nobody on Dean Wade. Cade is not there. Sam Merrill's occupying Asar here. And because Paul Reed can't really do anything else but foul, he put him to the line. Got more pace, trying to get matched up. Asar's not sure who takes who. Asar wants to get matched up with Don here. And he's trying to point. So Sasser should be taking the rock. But now they're both confused because Sasser right here, he's pointing to Evan when he should be concerned about matching up here. Asar checks. Who's taking him? Is it you or is it me? And now you got Don Hezzy. Blows by, drop off. And again, another easy 2, another possession where their first line is compromised. And once this happens, you're in emergency defending. Again, we've got him just hugged. So now on this weak side, you're late. You're forced to rotate. Makes the right play. And their bigs, the Cavs that is, gets another easy dunk. Asar tries to slide, but he's forced to open up. He's forced to help, and you're late. So if it's not early offense, it's let me get Tobias. Not sure what Schroeder's calling. He said, go attack. And what are the Pistons going to do? You already know. He's going to tag. Quick loads. Oh, no. Yeah, he's trying to 2-9 here. But he already tagged it. I'm pretty sure he can rotate because right here you can see Tobias. He checks. He knows he's supposed to open up, send him towards the single side where the help's going to be. So he opens up. Bomb. Asar's actually just going to cheat. So that's twice where Asar's just going rogue and saving the possession. But right here, why is he not? I guess that's really difficult because Asar's there. He actually ends up making the rotation. And Tobias actually contains a rock here because Don sees him gapping him and he tries to use that space to get a bump. But yeah, it had to be the spray. I just don't know if that was possible. So he's got the early cross match or he got a switch. Regardless, we've got Duren. Again, he wants to attack that single side, create space, but Duren's going to be there, right? Yeah, he does. Then again, great job right here by Allen. Loop, flash, because now you stress Cade. Cade doesn't know, all right, do I put a body here or do I stay with the corner? He's got to play 2. Tries to fan and recover. He gets burned for it. But again, why is it being compromised? Because of the first line. They just can't contain the rock. And they're just letting the Cavs guards just touch paint. So right here, shooter Hezzy blows by. Duren's forced to rotate. And now he gets to read off this Nash. Drop off or spray. Again, more pace. Quick drag. Well, it's really a flat here. I don't know if Cade sees it. Because he's pointing, I think, or he's just running back. But regardless, he gets clipped there. And now Duren's forced to pull over. Most times he's showing anyway. He's pretty high here. ready to switch and show. But now, because he pulls over, pocket. But Karras actually does the right thing. Instead of getting mashed up, what's he do? Let me be ready to help, because had he not made this rotation and pulled in, Duran can't open up, pocket. He's getting a straight line to the rim. But he was actually aware, because they've been getting killed for just matching up and all these quick hitters from the Cavs. So he just decides, oh, I'm just going to pull in. So now he's there. He meets Jarrett. Yeah, because there's just no way Duran would be able to recover here. He's just opening up his hips. That would be straight down the gut. He gets a strip too. I believe this was off a handoff. Not sure, but of course he's going to show. Even here, Cade pulls in. Ready to help on that backside, make that low tag. Duncan, he still can't recover. He can't recover. Now Duran's compromised because he vacated and he retreated with the roll. So good release here. Look at the pocket he's occupying. Duran has no idea what to do. And now you get two, because why can't Duncan recover here? Can't slide his feet? Guess he can't. And he kind of reaches right there. So now you kind of gamble. Now you're on his hip. He gets to hostage you. And he actually goes for a break check foul, which he doesn't get. But what is Duran supposed to do here? He's sitting right there. It's a pocket for the float. Cade rotates. You got Mobley on the swing, or he could even cut out, lob, or clean up, really. So again, first line gets compromised. He's pretty much touching paint here. Big doesn't know what to do. Has to play two. You're giving up all these options. Again, we've got him sitting strong, denying the pass to Strus. So more pace, more early offense, another quick drag. They could actually just switch that, but he actually releases here, so he's going to slip. Cade's forced to retreat. Now off the hezzy. He doesn't see it, he doesn't realize it, so now he kind of gets beat. Drop off, yeah, and now your defense is compromised again, because your first line is getting broken way too easily, and it's all off just quick hitters. So now we've got him filling that clear side. Duran is forced to emergency defend, so he's going to pull over. You can even see here, he checks his blind spot. He sees, and he knows he has no help, because Cade is staying with Mobley on that slot. So now as he drives, Duran actually commits. Cade is late to crack. Drop off. Again, if James were to go up here, it's going to be a cleanup for Allen, because he's late. So he got a matchup. Again, pretty early in the clock. It must have been off some sort of step up or drag. And now he's got on the clear side, so this is really good for him. They're just going to overload that weak side. I think Duran's supposed to flood this. But I think he's looking to 2-9. Alright, so Sasser's actually going to send him middle here, which kind of makes sense because it is a clear side. But they would usually have a flood. I don't know. Regardless, Tween opens up, and then he gets to this. So Karras looking to help. What's he do? He ends up ball washing, crash out the wing. He gets to it. Now you're in a scramble. So now Duran's forced to take him. You're forced to take Harden. He's forced to take Allen. One dribble pull, and you can't do anything but commit a loose ball because now you've taken your big out of it. He's looking to flash, but now he gets inside positioning. Jenkins tries. I think James kind of pushes Karras into Allen here. So then he ends up committing the foul. Not intentional, but again, just having Duren out here, you're completely compromised. Why did that happen? Because of this crash and him ball watching. Sets the flat, break pressure, he goes under. They switch. No, they just put two on a rock. Now you hit him on that roll. He catches, you're in emergency. Flow into a downhill DHO, come off. Dang, these quick hitters. I don't think they might have had two possessions where they had to go late in the clock. At least on the buckets. Why don't they just switch this? I don't think he can recover here. And then he's pointing, yo, take your man. But now he's really late. And he's pointing, yo, you take. But now look at Tobias. And even right here, Sasser, he starts to get body to body. But doesn't really get on his high side. So it almost looks like he's looking to lock and trail. But he's got to get on his high side, look for a top block. So now you get pushed off. You're emergency defending. You're chasing. And you end up clipping his legs. Even here, Tobias is kind of low. Because he sees this quick downhill DHO. But he's not in a position to help. Had he been there, you give up the slip on the roll. If you put two on a rock, he rolls and slips. Duren rotates. At least Jenkins is ready to crack on Allen. All right, you've got your backside pretty set here. So you can afford to put two on a rock and give up that roll. But I'll take the 4. Gets the switch. Late clock. Again, it's Tobias. And again, he's looking to send them towards that side of 3. So maybe that was an adjustment. Because I could have swore they were sending him and Don to the left if they were on the left side. If they're on the right, they're sending him to the right. And they were allowing him to attack that single side because the low man was always pulling over. But this kind of works too because you have help there regardless. So he's going to send him middle, weak him. He's there though. So for once, they actually don't break down because if you can't contain the rock here, Duren's forced. He's forced to crack. James would have a line for Don on that lift. But he actually maintains his balance on that push off. He's able to recover. Get a great contest and force him into a midi. Quick get off. Again, they can't really get Ausar matched up to Don. Now that I think about it, most times Don and James have been able to either attack Jenkins or Tobias. Because I don't recall Ausar really being on the rock. So now he's pretty much got a cross match. And again, early drag. What does that do? It forces Duren to pull high. Dang, he tries a skinny. Opens up. But he's coming off tight. Sees the big. What's he do? Snake. Tries a stun. Tries a stun. Dang, was it really that easy? They're just killing the Pistons with these quick hitters. More specifically, these drags. Duren's doing the right thing because they have had him show. So he's usually quite high. Right here, he's trying to give himself some space. Reaches. Can't get it. And then right here, Ausar's not really looking to pull in. Tries a stunt, not much he can do. And then Tobias is not going to pull in because he has no idea where his man is. Again, you can see how every Pistons player, when they're coming back, they're just looking to get mashed up and not just playing the rock. So they're just not really set. They're not in positions where they want to help. And this is what happens. You don't really commit. You don't commit. You don't even know where your man is. Look at that. He actually has a drop off right here if he really wanted to. Easy 2 for Mobley. And so now you're not going to commit to the rock. You don't really play help defense. Yeah, and you just keep on giving up these paint touches for easy 2s. And what do those 2s turn into? 3s. Again, a quick throw ahead. Now it's got to be Cade. I believe Don did attack Cade earlier in the game. And what are they going to do? Another drag. He's going to reject it. They can ice, they can ice, they can ice. He's got him on his hip. Gets to his spot. He just misses. But again, they're just getting great offense off a drag. Rejects. He's there. He's hostage-ing. At least on this weak side, Tobias is pulled in. He's not concerned about his man. He's providing support here. Right? You can even hear Ausar. He's not concerned about just getting mashed up. He's going to pull in and actually just cheat off. Don could actually skip that because you got 2 pulled in. But he still got to his spot comfortably. K can't do anything on his hip. He just misses. Kind of flails too. Actually kind of flopped that. I guess there's some contact, but if he just concentrated on making the shot, it's probably 2. Even here, Duren is in no man's land because he wasn't sure if he should commit or just put a body. Allen's got great positioning too, but they got bodies to clean up. Again, anybody but Ausar. They got Tobias again. Exact same scenario. So they did make an adjustment. They definitely said you're going to send him right every time. Now he's going to pull in. He wants to flood, be there early. Does the right thing. Ausar is going to be ready to crack. He's in the position to play 2. Sween, Hezzy. Bump. So this time, instead of looking for a step back on that bump, the way James did earlier, what's he do? Nope, I'm going to keep attacking. So he gets a push off. He says, oh, I got this lane right here. And now you got Ausar and help. He tries a fan, attacks the close. They switch? No. And this is a strong finish. And right here, great job by Allen too. Just vacate, take away Duren. Great read, quick bounce out, catch Ausar and help. Now he turns around to fan. You're wide, and he's got all that space. And that gap allows him to take a big bump right there. Just lean in, get a great hit. Ausar actually does as well as he can. He reaches here, tries to get a strip, but he's got no balance. Left, right. So again, half-court offense, what do? Hunt Tobias. And now it's on that right side. Look at the way they maintain spacing, though. They're always just overloading with a side of 3 so that they have space to attack that single side. And even really, he can go middle, but Tobias, he's going to send him right here. So I don't get it. So maybe against James, they decided even on that left side, we're going to send him towards his weak hand and give him middle. Because they're still sending Don towards the single side here. You see the flood. Regardless, Hezzy, cross. Goes middle, he opens up. 1-2, drop off. Again, this can't happen because you have players in help on that overload. So, I mean, it breaks down here because they could not contain the rock the same way they were because it's not Ausar. And as great as Ausar is as the help defender, they need him on the rock. right? Because allowing Don or James just to attack Tobias is barbecue chicken, for being honest. Cross, attack his lead, he's forced to open up. And now he's actually fanning out to Mobley here, but you got to put a body on Jarrett because Duren's forced to help. And now you're late. And now he's got to play two. Right, he commits to the rock. Now he's got to swivel. Gives up an M1. And Duren's sick. He's thinking, where's my help? I'm not sure why he was concerned about this corner here. Because he actually does look, but then he fans instead of staying attached. This must have been pistol, right? Maybe a handoff. Flare off Dennis because I see Cade go under. So now he's behind. He's in that high drop. He's going to roll. Cade's in a position to just bump him off his line. Good job. But now he's hostaged. Duren doesn't really want to commit. Spray. Attack. Man. Again, it's just all off Donovan. Just getting downhill, exploit all that space. Because now he does the right thing. He was already there, so what's he do? Just gives him a shove. Gets back to his man. See right here, Tobias is forced to pull in. He does the right thing. He takes it away. But if he does this as the high man, it's on Duncan to play too. And that's why most times I don't think teams would have that high man do it. They would allow him to just get down there, get to the dunker, and then have their low man play because then their high man can stay with either a corner or that lift. And even here, Cade could actually help play too. So now Mobley's just lifting for free. Don is eating all that space because Duren doesn't really want to commit to the rock for some reason. So now all he does is just hold his dribble. Hold it, get as deep as possible. Engage Duren. Now he gets a split. Got this lift. And because he's quite hugged to his man, he's quite hugged. He kind of stunts. Alright, let's see. He's actually flashing. He actually could just go for a handoff here. Because as soon as Don gets off it, he's looking to get a body back on his man. He's not following. He's expecting Cade to peel and take Don into the situation. So he's going to take Dennis. So it's actually a 2-on-1 here. But he's going to keep. So instead, quick cross. He sees it. Let me hesitate. Alright, I got this space. 1-2 Euro. Because Tobias is in emergency defending. Give up an AM1. I don't know if that's an AM1, but still 2 regardless. Quick inbound. Even off a make, this is really bad. Because how is Allen just outrunning the entire Pistons team? Like right here, what is Duren doing? He doesn't even know Allen's running. Checks, uh-oh. And that could have been another 2 for no reason. Because he's just ball watching, not really focused, not realizing that Allen's got positioning on him. But he's able to at least contest it. Alright, start of the third, another stop again. Asar's matched up. What do? Quick get off. We got Jenkins. More early offense. Let's see. Drag. Got a trailer. Yep, so no. He's just gonna... He's not even waiting for the drag. He sees Jenkins. As soon as he gets right to this 47, in and out. Beats him. Forced to show. Pump. And again, it's just compromised. Because right here, he could actually wait for the drag because of where Tobias is. Tobias would be late. But he actually just goes. Tobias sees his man trailing. Doesn't want to commit. Now Duren's forced to commit. But he's also hesitant. He actually could here because K is ready to crack. But I don't think he can actually rotate because Jenkins does a good job of getting back in front. So now he's on the outside of it. Actually could have drew an AM1. Palm on that resurface, just jump into his body, but not sure what this was off. Maybe a wide pin. Handoff. Inbound handoff. So he's chasing. Duran's kind of showing. For a split second. Kind of makes Strus lose the rock. Now he's on his hip. Tries to recover. Shows. Lob missed, but then it's a follow. So again right here. K doesn't really put a body. Just gives him a tap. Because he wants to stay attached to Harden on this little lift. So no shake on this throwback. But there is a lob line because K doesn't want to commit. And Duran's kind of in no man's land playing too. He's actually able to open up, swivel, give a little shove. But then right here, Jenkins thinks the possession's over or something. Doesn't put a body. Jumping contest. Again, they're looking for the switch. And most times they do have Cade hedge because they don't want to concede this switch too. So good job. He goes under 2. He hedges, reroutes him wide. Tobias is able to recover, kind of. Hezi beats him. Drop off on the loop. One dribble, spin back. Step through. Oh my goodness. Again, just look at the spacing. Don sees that he's looking to attack that left side. So what does he do? He vacates, get to that weak side on the right. Now he's got all that space to attack. He's got to stay attached to the shooter. Then again, Jarrett Allen just vacates that strong dunker. He knows Duran's forced to show. Now he can't see where he is. Emergency defending. He just gets him on a nice move. Even right here, because if he just sat in that dunker instead of making the full loop, Evan would be stuck. Even right here, Duran has no idea where he is. Pump. Reverse pivot. One dribble. Pump again. Dip. Get under. Nice step through. Off an inbound. Let's see. Backside for Don. Okay, so they get Ausar off Don. He doesn't really see it. Now they're forced to switch. That's fine though. Actually a great chase right here by Cade. Deny the handoff. But now you can still flow into a handoff with James. And he even reaches here, almost gets the rock loose. Jab. Get it. Clips him. Snatch. I don't know if he had to settle here. Because on his handoff, Jarrett clips Ausar here. He's turning the corner. He could actually turn for free. Because he's on that roll line. And again, if he actually just got downhill, it'd be the same situation that has been all game where he pulls in, roll line on that clear side. Unless Ausar somehow switches in time, it's going to be an easy lob or drop off again. Or just engage him and Jarrett Allen gets to clean up. But he actually decides to take one dribble and snatch back, maybe because he sees Ausar momentum taking him forward, so he thinks he can get a clean look, which he kind of does, but it's Ausar. How fast he can just set his feet and get a contest. So again, another quick hitter. Must have been a drag, but at least Asar's defending the ball screen. So now he's on his hip, goes against the grain, tries to cut Ausar off his line. Stewie's in that drop. He reaches, but they contain the rock. And then right here, again, Tobias, he's going to pull in, take away the roll. So they blew that up, and now you leave this exposed. He's got to make a two-way. You attack the closeout. He peels, fans, and don't give up the weak side O-board. This might be their best possession all night. Why? Because they had Ausar on the rock. Because he gets cut off here, and he's still able to just stay. Good job by Stewie. Good job by Tobias. And then even right here, the scramble defense. And then right here too, because K's now playing 2. He cracks. This is the Pistons defense I'm used to seeing right here. Everybody's just on the same page. You fan, you peel off onto the shooter up top. Now you're there, you close out flat, you force him into a tough pull over top. Alright, so no Tobias. What does he do? Let me just hunt Duncan. But this is a better situation for the Pistons because they've got James attacking the single side towards his right, which is his weak. It's right here. Stewie's not really flooding, but he's making that 2-9, so he's ready to rotate. So he pulls in, makes the low rotation. James sees it. K does the right thing. He cracks, take away the drop off. Karras does a good job shifting at the same time in position to play 2. He X's, swing. No, you can't get that stop and then give that up. Because the Pistons played this perfectly. He does. Even here, that's a great read by Dean Wade. It's a touch pass. Immediate swing. He's not even thinking about shooting. Then K does the right thing. He X's. So this is on Duncan because Stewie, Karras, and K, they execute the right X. Stewie puts a body on his man. And then Duncan's in no man's land. He's leaving James unmarked here. So he helps contain the rock. He funnels him into Stewie. So he was going to jump that X when really he should be staying with his man and trusting his rotation because now he thinks that's my rotation. Uh-oh. Let me just help put a body on Allen. Instead of finding his man, it's a 50-50. He beats you to it, and you give up a dumb loose ball foul after a great stop that you haven't been getting all night. That's terrible. And this is how you know it's a bad night for the Pistons because they're getting beat in their own game. So he's at the line. Let's see. He puts a body. Stewie puts a body on Wade. Karras does too, kind of. Duncan and Jenkins. They look to put a body on Allen. And they both stop. So he gets to crash for free, follow up his miss. Karras can't get to it. Palm gets him up. Just smokes it because he's under the rim, but now second jump. Now he's forced to give up another whistle. Why did they both stop here? Because Allen's been missing all night, I believe. And they just don't put a body and allow him to do that. Now he's feeling good still. Again, more pace. He wants to rock. Nope, he's going to deny it. Quick swing. So he was actually going to help James get free. Maybe a little zoom or backside. But right here, Allen catches it. He sees Paul Reed take that forward step because he's expecting James to possibly get some sort of DHO. So now he's out of position. What's he do? Catch, rip. Again, it's just more early offense. And I don't think Allen would be trying to read this had he not been in a rhythm the entire night. This is a move where I know he's thinking, all right, I'm feeling good. Let me just catch that. Rip. Beat him. Cade's hugged to his man. Not in a position to help. He can't help off that strong side. Again, just catching him not set. So he's going to cut through. I think he got him to switch, right? Maybe. Regardless, this is the matchup they want. Little exchange on that weak side. Doesn't matter. It's all fluff. So now they're going to flow into a ball screen. He's going to show. So they put 2. He releases on that short. Pulls in early. He vacates. Dang, the Cavs just picked him apart. Because they do the right thing here. Don't allow him to turn a corner. It's pretty much a blitz. He does the right thing. He rotates early. He's there. He meets him at the spot. But I think he gets... Yeah, I think Allen gets him on that little pass fake. Because he kind of catches it, does a little pass fake. So now he's going to fan back out. He doesn't even know where his man is. He has no idea. And right here, you got to hold it until he can recover. And even here, K's not pulling in. He's not pulling in. Nobody knows who the low man is. He's late. So he's got the matchup he wants. And again, you can see the spacing, side of 3. Give him the single side to attack. Paul Reed should be there early though. Should already be on that strong side, I think. But he's also pulling off high. So maybe he sees it so he doesn't want to pull over early. Because him and K would just kind of be in the same spot. Quick cross. Gets middle, bump off, Euro scoop. Man, that's bad. Because he's shading him towards the side of help. But he gets set up on this in and out. And then cross. Because now on the in and out, he tries to slide. Nope. Now he's forced to open. Now you give him middle. And you're gapping him. So he uses that space between the two to get a bump off Euro. And now, where's Reed? He's on the outside, so he can't actually help here. And you got this quick flash on the shadow. They just can't contain the rock. Let's see. He must have pulled it back out. Now he's going to get a quick guard to guard. He's going to try and hedge. Pretty good job. He's there, but now the pop. Catch, flyby, come on. I mean, how many times is he getting the Pistons on a flyby? That's got to be KYP, right? I'm pretty sure that's got to be on the scouting report. You got to know he's looking to catch you on a flyby, get the sidestep. Again, the Cavs are just getting everything they want. They're making the right reads, him and James, Don that is. Every time he sees it, you want to hedge. Cool. Let me just hit him on a pop when he releases. And you just overreact. Off a stop. Quick throw ahead. He can't get mashed up. Duncan, he's concerned about the corner. Straight line drive. So now he's got Paul Reed on him. Must have forced a switch somehow. Same thing. Side of 3, give him the single side. But because most times it's the Pistons big looking to flood, I don't think their guards are really ready to pull. So now you leave. Yeah. Because K's looking. He's not going to like. He's going to follow his man to that weak side. So now you leave Paul on an island. He's trying to gap Don here, but Don's just got a runway. Sets him up for the high cross. Quick dip, one dribble, beats him, gets on the inside. K's just not there. Because again, most times it's their bigs that's making that low rotation and tilting. Not sure what transpired here. Because it is small ball, pretty much. I guess Mobley's the big, but he could space the floor. Send that dunker. Pistons must have been reading 1 through 5. Can't find it. Merrill's pointing. Just get him the rock. He's got a matchup he wants. Ghost it. Now you get Tobias. Snatch. Step back. I mean, he's in a rhythm at this point. Everything's just comfortable. Right, you get to switch. Hezzy. One dribble. Snatch. I mean, what do you do? There's nothing they can really do in these situations because he's been getting to his spots all night. He's been comfortable and everybody else has been comfortable. So they actually have a saw on him. Quick ball screen. What's that double cross? Wop wop. He's going to reject it. So now he's staying attached. He was expecting it. No, but again, look at Asar. He's able to just recover. Slides. He gets back in front. Low rotation. He's got a crack. Spray. No, he'll just put it up and then get the cleanup. So he sees it. What's he do? One dribble, spin, forces Asar to open up. He goes up. Yeah, he does get Asar on the chin there with the elbow. I'm surprised he didn't spray that, because Sasha's playing too. If you spray, he's pretty much got a drop, or not a drop off. He's got inside positioning for your no board. He could actually drop off here too. Bounce it. Still works out because he ends up just elbowing him in the chin. So I guess to follow his miss. He's calling for a stagger for James. You can see it, Mobley's telling him. I think Schroeder too. So now they're going to get an early stagger for him. Karras switches, hesitates. He still goes over though, and that's fine. Now they're going to flow into a ball screen. Bias is high. They actually switch it, which is fine because Mobley releases here, so he's going to slip, so you have to switch that. Sasha's also pulling in. Gambles though. Dang, so you switch, you get fried for it. You put two on a rock, James makes you pay by releasing their bigs on the short, or in this case, it's more of a deep roll. Just leaves them there, too small. He's thinking, all right, you take, I take, I'll peel onto that corner. Now he just gets to gather. Looks to be horns. Oh, everybody's trying to stay attached. Deny, deny. He gets it though. Quick hand back. They don't switch this. So again, I guess they were telling Duncan to stay attached to Merrill at all times. So now let's see. He's going to turn the corner. He pulls in. Doesn't want to really help off strong. Stunts. Dang. What happened to the Pistons? Are they really this concerned about just switching a guard to guard? Is he really that concerned about Mobley in the strong corner? So they're just going to continue to give up straight line drives because nobody wants to help. Even here, Tobias, he's hesitant. So now you just don't trust your help defense. Nobody can contain the rock. You don't want to switch a lot. So just keep giving up wide open lays. Quick chase, I think. Little hand back. Oh, so it's going to be a DHO into a middle pin. So essentially a clipper down. They do run a lot of these, but most times a clipper down where it's a ball screen and then it's going to flow right into a clear side, wide pin. Have Duncan or Cade come off, but right here it's quick hand back. It's going to be a middle pin. You just lose the rock. Shore does a good job of staying attached. Oh, Duren just ends up clipping Duncan. He kind of goes early, so as Duncan's coming off, boom. Just clips him, so it's not a clean catch, and Schroeder evades that. So now he gets a skinny over, comes off tight, and now he's on his hip, one dribble, loose handles, and he's complaining for a foul as he does all game. When there's no contact, you just lost a rock. He's also kind of late to drift. So now Sam Merrill gets to sit there. Falls to him. Push, push. Emergency defending. Up fake. Slow step. Really nice. Because he goes for the up fake. Doesn't really bite, but then it's that slow step. It's really a pause step. Asar's on him. What do? Nope, we're bringing Duncan into it. And I did notice in some games, the earlier games, the Pistons were having their guards try and go over, but now this game they're actually having them go under too to recover on that hedge. But they did still concede a lot of switches, especially against Tobias. So he recovers, he pulls, ends up being a give and go. It's kind of ridiculous because Asar's there. And I don't even think Evan expects this. I don't think any of them did. He sees it. What's he do? Let me just make that into a pass. And Duran doesn't even realize it because Duran's looking. I think he's ready to put a body. Right? And then he says, oh, nope. Evan's able to recover it. He jumps. I think he was leaking out here. Yeah. So there's no way he would have known that James wanted to pass this. James immediately just chases it. Duran doesn't see it, I don't think. Yeah, he doesn't. It's late. Swing. What's he do? Swing it. So they're just going to reverse the rock to the weak side. He sees it. What's he do? No, I'm going to vacate. Give him this clear side to attack. Pound. Hezzy. Blow by. Cut. Man. It is bad. Oh, he sets a flare here. That's a really nice flare. If James Harden starts setting screens, it's bad. It's really bad. 4-3 on the clock too. Catches a nail. And now they're forced to switch. But Cade, he sees it. Doesn't see Strus. So he's going to come off. Right down the gut. Easy backdoor. Try to deny. Let's see. He's getting the exit. He's communicating. He's going to pin his own. And then pin him. They switch it. He says, yo, get Dawn. There's a lot going on that. That strong side. That weak side. Going to fall into a two-man game. He jumps it. That's a really good screen by Evan, too. He goes flat. So now Duran's not sure. Takes the wrong way. He's on the outside. He's cleaned. He's forced to show. Great pin in. Long bounce. So they end up finding the pin in here. I wonder if James could have found it earlier. Because right here, they're confused. If he's coming off, shoulder's even pointing because he's pinning Asar here. And I think Sasser wants Asar to stay with his man, so he's pulling in to help. If he reads that, that's an open look right there in that pocket. Regardless, they get the O-board, long bounce. He relocates, he gambles, now you're compromised. Get to your float, can't put a body, second jump, blocked. It's the third. Let's see here, Duran's forced to help. He commits, that's fine. K puts a body. But then he kind of jumps early. Not expecting a short miss. Don knows this short miss. Duran doesn't put a body. He gets to follow up with that second jump. He gets to block, but then Cade stops putting a body on Evan. Now he can do his foul. Look at that, just push the rock. Cade's got to play too. Impossible. I'm pretty sure this was a dagger too. And just look at the pace the Cavs were playing with all night. 114 with 6 minutes to go. Alright, they had a lot of whistles, so I'm just going to go through those. Because those were another big reason for the Pistons struggling to generate any pace and get their offense going. Again, this is the right thing, so he's kind of opening up. No, now he's trying to send him right. So maybe they did kind of make a subtle adjustment. Send him right instead of that single side when he's on the left. Even though I don't really think he was killing him. Even when he was getting to his strong hand. Regardless. Tween. Guess middle. Isaiah can't really help. He's got a 2-9. Push off, gets him up. There's been 3 times where James has got to a spot here. I think twice against Tobias. And now him. He gets him up. Get a stop. You see Asar, what do? Get off it. He kind of gambles. Spins. Now you get to attack. He's going to set that quick drag. And then... Oh yeah, he was going to set the drag, but then he flips it right here. Clips him. Forced to switch. Sweep through. Get a foul. I mean, they were just literally living off drags. Everything Dom was doing was pretty much off a drag. You try and stunt, but you end up reaching. So again, early offense, quick chase. Gets the hand back. They forced the switch, right? Yeah, so Reed, he likes to show, but Tobias, let me just... And then immediately looks to duck him in. He's going to pull out. Find it. Quick entry. And now the big's out of the equation. So if they want to tilt this, it's got to come from Duncan. He tries, yeah. Nothing he can do but foul here. And Paul tries to help. He doesn't really want to overcommit right here. He's going to pull in. I think he wanted to get a little dig, but he's already making his move. Nothing you can do but foul. But again, it's just a quick clear side chase. Happens fast. You get the switch. Immediately pulls out and looks for the advantage right here. Right, he knows to pull out. He knows to duck in. And just look at the spacing. Everybody knows just run wide. Overload. Get them all the space because I think the Cavs have struggled with their spacing. Again, you got the cross match, but you got another cross match. Immediate find on the duck in, drop step. Nope, you're there. Alright, you want to cut that off. Up, under, spin back, and then Sasser just reaches in. When Tobias actually had it contained. It's really bad. Really, really bad. Why'd he do that? Quick step up, little inverted, try and get Don into it. He's going to stay attached. Cleans him. Emergency defending by Allen. He actually makes the high rotation. A loose ball foul. Good job by James here, actually. He sees him diving because his man Allen is looking to help. So what's he do? Gets inside, puts a body, and wins a loose ball foul. So even on the offensive end, the Pistons couldn't stop committing loose ball fouls. I believe this was off and away because they were trying to break Strus's pressure by setting it away for Cade a lot of times. He's actually going to catch because he goes under it, he goes over. Now Allen is actually forced to switch. Great stunt here by Don because Cade doesn't really see it. You get the strip. Sar's full speed trying to chase him down. Actually sees it here. And just does the right thing right here. You see it. What do? Let me cut him off his line. So now he's going to take an inward step. Bump him off. No recovery. He's forced to foul. Yeah, this was bad too. Because I think this was 4 straight free throws. That was unnecessary. There's no need to get into a wrestling match. Just put a body on him. You've got Karras there. Just sandwich him. Ref sees it. You didn't call for that every time. Just put him at the line for no reason. Again, you push the rock. What's he do? Seals him. Early cross match. Throw over top. You're forced to foul. I mean, it's just bad. Pistons could not set their defense damn near the entire game. Can't get matched up either. Even right here, Strus is wide open in that corner because Karras is trailing. He's forced to stay with Merrill, so Duncan can't actually follow this fill. So if this wasn't there, even here, Cade's forced to pull in to spray. Getting a miss, quick get off. Now you just got to push. Cut him off his line. Don does this really well. He sees Duncan trying to recover. Push dribble. Inside step. Now you cut him off. Now Cade's got to pick him up. Slow steps. Forced to just wrap him up. And again, we just give up more paint touches. More twos. And if you don't want to give up twos, then you're forced to foul. So you've got this curl for Merrill. You've got this pin for Mobley. He's just cleaning Duran here. He's trying to go under. But what's he do? He sees it. So let me just attack away. And now Tobias. He's forced to switch. Hezzy. But all that space, all he can do is just foul. One dribble, Hezzy. He sees that gap. Again, just can't contain the rock. It's either an easy two or a whistle. Split with the tuck. Smoke it. Then it's another loose ball foul. It's just a jumping contest. But Ausar doesn't really go up with two, so he kind of, because it's more on that weak side. So Strus goes up with two. All he can do is push it off the glass, and then he throws Strus with the elbow. And this was pretty much the last play of the game, because I think the Pistons emptied the bench after this. It was pretty much garbage time for the last 6 minutes, down damn near 40. And I think to summarize the game, the Pistons couldn't get a stop because, so it was basically a compounding effect. So the Pistons would miss, the Cavs get the rock, they push pace. A lot of times it was a quick hitter, more specifically Don and his drags. So they're catching the Pistons not really set. They're looking to get matched up. So when he's coming off these ball screens and looking for the quick hitters, the Pistons don't really have help. So then they get an easy two. Pistons are forced to take the rock out the net, go against the Cavs in the half court. So they couldn't really play with pace. Then they'd miss. Then the Cavs would play with more pace. And if it wasn't a make by the Cavs, then it was a whistle because the Pistons couldn't contain the rock. They were committing a lot of loose ball fouls. So those were slowing the game down, putting the Cavs at the line. And then what does that do? It forces the Pistons to continue taking the rock out the net. So they still couldn't generate pace. And you compound that over damn near 48. You get a 34-point blowout. And I think the issue was early on, they let the Cavs establish a rhythm. And once their bigs got into a rhythm, they started playing out of their mind. Don got easy ones. He got into a clear rhythm. And the Cavs spacing was just a lot better. And I do think a lot of it was because they were playing fast and more so in the open floor. So they were pretty much avoiding the Pistons' half-court defense because in the half-court, I think the Pistons were fine. They had to concede a lot of mismatches, but I think they were pretty good in terms of their game plan is still tilting when it was ISOs for James or Don. And I think another issue is the Cavs were just avoiding Ausar. I can't recall many possessions where Ausar was on the rock. He was usually just a helper. And he's great as a helper, but he's their main lockdown. They needed him on Don at all times, and most times Don either had Jenkins or Tobias, or even Sasser, or even Cade sometimes.